you are only going to have one parrot, and if you are familiar with my channel, then you know that I always recommend 2 of a species. Get back here! You're supposed to be in the video, Tabby! Oh, come here. Come here. Then, what species do I recommend? And there goes Bonnie up the cage. Oh, don't eat the computer. Hi, guys. I'm Kaylin, the one trying to rescue my monitor. The author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. Thank you for joining me in this blissful video. If you are new to my channel, then I'm going to very quickly tell you that my mission is to try to help you, just like in my book, know what you need to provide like that quality life for your parrot so that you can then have quantities of bliss so that you and your parrot have an incredible bond. And frankly, so that you love your parrot and therefore you're going to take great care of your parrot, and you're not going to want to either rehome them or surrender them to a rescue. That's my mission, is that you have that bond and you're like, this is my best feathered friend. So how are we going to do that today? Well, this is Tabby, my baby crimson conure. Tabby is, are you 4 months old now or 4.5? I'd have to check. Now, here's the thing about Tabitha. Here's her story. We have a pair of crimson conures because my daughter was like, I want a crimson, I want a crimson, I want a crimson, I want a crimson. So, like, I want a crimson, I want a crimson. So we finally got a crimson. And then I'm like, this crimson's lonely. I have to get her a partner. And I got very lucky and very fortunate because my mentor and I traded a bird for a bird and a conure for conure, and I just saw poop land on my desk. Where are my baby wipes? Oh, don't eat that! And, okay. And I got a partner for the crimson. Now, for the first time last winter, our crimsons had babies. Yay! I love babies. They're so cute. They're so adorable. I love them. Hello. Hi, Tabby. Are you coming back? I mean, not Tabby. You're, Sashi. Hi, Sashi. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Right there. There you go. Good girl. So, unfortunately, like, this is why my hair gets all messy. Unfortunately, not that it matters too much, but our crimsons had boys, all boys. So I couldn't even like trade another breeder, a girl for a girl. Yee! But I finally was able to trade one anyway, and I got Tabby so that she's fresh blood, because as long as you have a female and a male, just in case like I decide to breed them, it's best that they not be related, of course. So the problem though is that the timing didn't work out the way I wanted. The way I wanted was perfect timing. Perfect timing would mean that, here you go right there, Tabby. I mean, Sashi. Perfect timing would have meant that I would have had Tabitha at the same time, like she would have been pre-weaning at the same time as my boys. And my boys are original from the Originals Vampire Show. If you haven't seen it, I love it if you like that kind of thing. And amor means love in Spanish. So unfortunately, the boys are a couple months older than Tabby, and Tabby's she should be weaned, but parrots, just like other birds, even after they wean, their parents still teach them to hunt and stuff, so they really still get fed by their parents. And so I'm letting her just milk it. And she's like, right now she's like, feed me, and I'm like, really? But anyway, I'm like, you're able to feed yourself. I'll feed you if you want, but you have to wait until I'm feeding the babies. But so that means that I can't really put Tabby in with the boys, although I'm going to try to separate the boys and see if I can put one boy with her. And the thing is, I don't like having her alone. It is, I don't like it. Can you tell? I don't like it. Tabby is kind of lonely when we can't take her out, because I can't take her out all the time. And hello, hi Sashi. And Tabby obviously wants, I mean, she's so sweet and she's so cuddly. Look at this. I haven't even spent a lot of time with her. And she's just like, love me, love me. And that is not bridging the world. She's not getting to be a parrot and she's not getting to be a pet. That's exactly what I don't like. I'd like for them to get to do both. Oh, look, she's looking. Are you checking out my earrings, or are you checking out, here, let's cover my earrings so that I don't have a bitten ear. And it popped right off. I want her to bridge the worlds. I want her to be happy and comfortable with humans. I want her to know how to relate with parrots and have someone to groom her, to keep her company, to keep her warm, to everything her, so that she knows how to be a parrot. And so I'm having this problem. Now, conures, and I think that generally speaking, the whole conure family, and maybe it's not generally speaking, but we'll say at least generally speaking, the whole conure family, I describe them like this. They are bonded. They like being with their flock, and they're okay with their flock being human. They're okay with their flock being a conure. As a matter of fact, I have one pair of conures who are green cheeks, and he's a turquoise and she's like a dilute turquoise. They're gorgeous. They had a clutch of babies, and they still like to be with us. They'll still both come on our shoulder. They still connect with the flock, not only each other, and right now they're on the last clutch for the season. They're still on eggs. We'll see if those eggs hatch or not, but they're still on them, and he's coming out and wanting to hang out with us, and that's fine. I mean, that's what he did last time too. So it's not that if Tabby's with one of the boys, she's not going to want to be with me. That's not true at all. Instead, she's by herself, and conures aren't meant for that. Conures are really, really, really meant to be in their flock. They're so oriented that they're like this. They are attached at the feather. So this, and where I'm going with all of this, sorry, I'm a little slow, is if you're only going to have one parrot, one of the best things you could do is have something like an Asiatic parrot that is not terribly flock oriented. When you have an Asiatic parrot, and that would be an eclectus, it would be an Indian ringneck, an African ringneck, a plum, an Alexandrite. They are parrots that are going to appreciate you. They're going to want to bond with you, but not all the time. They are not like this. They're like, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, we'll come together. Look, that's okay. You have to sleep, you go to work or do whatever you do, go to school, like do your thing. I'll do my thing and I'm okay. And I'm not saying that they're okay being alone like all the time, because I don't know if any parrot is. But what I'm saying is they're pretty good. You can come in. They're pretty good being on their own. Like they're not like this. And for example, my Indian ringneck, and this isn't true of all Indian ringnecks. My Indian ringneck, she's like, don't give me another parrot. And it's not necessarily because she didn't bridge worlds. Actually, when she was little, she had cockatiels as friends. She begged. Luna loved my cockatiel to be her friend. But now she's like, you know what? Don't give me another bird. I'm okay. I want to spend time with you. I don't want to spend time with the other birds. She's an independent parrot because that's the way parrots are. Now, if I brought a male, that might change things when she wants to mate. So, again, one of the best parrots you can get, if you're only going to get one, is going to be a parrot that's better at being independent. Cape parrots, African grays, they're a little more so independent, but I don't think enough. I've heard people say that their Cape parrot kind of wants to go everywhere with them, be with them all the time, and that's because they're looking for that flock connection. Don't forget, in nature, in a flock, they're together at least with their mate, if not in like hearing range of the flock, like all the time. Or so close to all the time that maybe it's not 24/7, maybe it's like 22/7. Except over a week, it's probably like so close to that 24/7, you could just round it up kind of thing. So if you really are only going to get one, first of all, it's not as much fun. When you have two, it's twice as much fun. But if you're only going to get one, consider an Asiatic. Another example I have for you is at one point Venus was by herself, and she likes my husband, but you know, he's working and he doesn't have the ability to be with her all the time. And even though Venus is an African gray, and they're a little more aloof and they are a little more independent, she would cry at night. She would go in her feeder and cry, and we're like, oh my God, we got to get another African gray for our African gray. Now our African gray has a girlfriend. I learned how to tell the difference between the two genders after I made made the mistake of getting another girl. But that's okay. They are like best friends. They're bonded. They feed each other. Sometimes they sleep like into each other. And so even though they're kind of independent, they're not completely independent. They're still interdependent on their flock and each other. Again, Asiatic parrots are going to be far less so. So if you want a happy, healthy parrot that isn't going to pluck its feathers out, although sometimes those eclectuses do, but you're going to be better off with something like an Indian ringneck or a parrot like that. I hope that helps you, because you know, you probably like once, like when you first get a parrot, you're like, oh, and you dote on them because they're new and they're so much fun and you're so in love. But then life happens, and maybe you get married, or maybe you find someone, or maybe you get a new job, and all sorts of things happen, and you can't necessarily give them all of that time and attention. You're gonna stay on my head. I don't want you on my head. So yeah, let's learn to go on my shoulder. It's a monitor. That's not a shoulder. So it's best at that point to either have two of whatever you have, such as a conure, or to have more of that independent bird. And even that independent bird, I still might suggest two, like in cages side by side. And that way, if one doesn't want to, like if one's doing its own thing, you have another one you can connect with. All right, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell. It helps me get my mission out, and it helps me, you know, grow my channel. So if you would do that for me, I would be so obliged. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. Consider joining our group on Facebook at Parrot Bliss Flock, and you can also post there or send a message on the Instagram, Facebook Messenger, or visit parrotbliss.com, where you can also get Tink's must-have CBD oil. Thank you for joining me in this blissful video and for watching ads. I will catch you in the next feathered video.